Hola, clase. We're going to go through chapter 1 kind of with a notes guide just to kind of go over everything. These are things that we would be talking about had we been reading this chapter together. So I'm just going to kind of summarize what you read. At the end of this, I'll show you a quick video of myself with some props to kind of help you out as well in understanding what's going on so far. So here we go. Starts off, ¿Quiénes vivían con Don Quixote? So there are 3 people that live with him. The first one is a housekeeper, which is the word ama. Okay. And all we know about her is that she is about 40 years old. Second, we know that he has a niece, una sobrina, who isn't yet 20, so she's still in her teens. And then finally he has un mozo, which can be translated to like a stable lad, just a farmhand, que le servía para todo, who helps him with everything. So those are the 3 people that live with him currently. There are some characteristics that are listed about Don Quixote in this chapter. We know that he's about 50 years old. They also said he's fuerte, he's pretty strong. And they also said delgado, which if we need to go back to Spanish 1 to kind of help us remember, that just means he's thin. He's pretty thin. So he has a lot of names that they talk about that kind of go through. So se llama Alonso, that's his first name, and they had a lot of different last names. The first one they had was Quijada, or another one that they had was Quesada. But his real true last name was Quijana. Don Quixote siempre leía los libros de caballería. Maybe translated to like cavalry or chivalry. Era una obsesión para poder seguir comprando libros. So to be able to continue buying books. He literally would vender parte de sus tierras. So he was selling his own land in order so he could keep reading these books. Casi no dormía y leía la noche entera. So he hardly ever slept, and he would read through the whole night. Por leer mucho y dormir poco, they give you the phrase se lo seco el cerebro. Basically, it dried up his brain, or he went crazy, because that's all he was doing. I apologize, my writing is not super good on this, but Don Quixote tuvo la loca idea de hacerse caballero andante y preparar su plan. So, in reading these books, he gets this crazy idea that he's going to make himself one of these gentlemen in the books that he reads. So here are the different steps that he takes to become this gentleman. So the first one it says was limpio unas viejas armas. So he's like cleaning off old armor, basically. Hizo una visera. It's another word for a visor. De cartón. So he goes to put on the helmet, el casco, and he sees that the visor's not working. So he makes his own out of basically like cardboard. Para probar si esta era fuerte, saca su espada, which is the word for sword, y le dio 2 golpes. Para sentirse más seguro, decidió fabricarla de nuevo y le puso unos trozos de hierro, which is another word for iron, por dentro. So he makes this new helmet, and he decides to try it out, and he does this by hitting himself with the sword twice. He decides, though, it needs a little bit more than what he put in there, so he adds in a little bit of iron to make that a little bit stronger. The third thing that he does was to look for a horse, un caballo, and he named his horse Rocinante. Buscar un nombre para sí mismo. So the next thing that he did was look for a new name for himself. So he decides to name himself Don Quixote de la Mancha. Finally, the last thing that he decides that he is going to need is that he was lacking a lady, someone he could send his little tokens of his battles won to. So it says, y parece que Don Quijote había estado enamorado de una buena moza, which is the word for a single lady, del Toboso, en un pueblo vecino, aunque ella nunca lo supo. Guys, she doesn't know that she is the lady of his dreams. He's just seen her before. Se llamaba Aldonza Lorenzo. He's really gotten in this habit of giving everybody kind of a fancier name, and so he decides to call her Dulcinea. Hola, clase. I wanted to take a second to kind of summarize the first chapter with some props to kind of help you out just a little bit. And so in this first chapter, we were introduced to 3 main characters. The first one was the main character, the protagonist himself, Don Quixote. Don Quixote's real name is Alonso Quijana. Don Quixote really is just a normal guy. He's in his 50s, he's strong, he's a little skinny, and he's also a little odd, and we're going to learn more about that here in just a little bit. So the first character that you were introduced to in the story is the main character, Don Quixote. Another character that we were introduced to in this chapter by name was Rocinante. Rocinante is Don Quixote's horse, not really anybody else. This is really his valiant steed. This horse, though, he's pretty skinny. He's actually what we probably call pretty pathetic looking. But Rocinante is Don Quixote's horse, so that was the second character that we learned by name. The third character that we learned by name, her real name is Aldonza Lorenzo. However, Don Quixote likes names that are a little bit fancier than just the out-of-the-norm names, which is why he named his horse Rocinante. So he renames this lady Dulcinea. So this is kind of like his crush. She will appear throughout the whole story, but this was the third character that actually had a name. So again, we had Dulcinea, which would be his crush, Rocinante, which is his horse, and then obviously Don Quixote, which is the main character. The main idea so far of the story in chapter 1 is that he loves books. He loves them. He specifically likes books about la caballería, which is about chivalry. And in reading these books, he reads them all the time. He becomes pretty obsessed with the idea of being chivalrous, of being un caballero, a gentleman. And so he reads so much that he's literally not sleeping. He's only reading. They bring up the phrase, it dries up his brain, basically saying, hey, he's going crazy because he's reading so many of these books. So he decides, at the end of this chapter, to become a caballero himself and to go searching the world for adventures. And so that's where he names his horse Rocinante. That's where he finds his lady that he's going to win all the battles for, Dulcinea. And that's kind of where we're headed after this first chapter. So again, I just wanted to give you just a quick overview in English. I plan on using my prompts more when we read, as we continue to read through the story. But gracias. All right, guys, for your assignment today, you are going to make a Flipgrid. Now, I realize most of you probably have not done this before, so it could be a little rocky today, but we'll get through it. But it's going to be a good way for you to be able to speak to me. So in this Flipgrid, I have asked you a few different questions. You will need to respond in Spanish. They don't need to be super, super long answers, but you do need to answer in complete sentences. Here below, I have some instructions on how to join Flipgrid, and so I'll go through the steps with you. I'll be sending you, you'll have your code there on Google Classroom as well. And again, if you have any issues, please let me know and we'll work through it. But step 1 says enter the flip code, and so I'll be giving that to you. You'll put that into Flipgrid, and that will get you into the class. Then you're going to need to sign in. You need to use your school email to do this, and then obviously your name. Once you're in there though, you can just start recording a video. So you'll see the video that I've created, and again, you're just responding to me. And so once you're in there, you're going to click the green plus button in order to record. So you're just going to use these 3 steps that are here at the bottom. The little camera looking icon, you're going to tap to record. So you'll record your answer. And then after that, you can stop. You can review your video. If you want to add more or do more, you can do that during that time. It's going to ask you to take a selfie. This doesn't have to be super crazy. Mine's not super great, but it's going to ask you that so that way I can see who's talking. And then you're going to submit your video, and I should be the only one who can see it. And if not, it'll just be the other people in your class. So if you have a question and if you get stuck with that, please let me know. But this will be a good way for us to get some speaking assignments in because we still need to be able to do that during this time. Thank you. Have a good day.